The eternal struggle between me and technology continues as I cannot get this show to start on time no matter what I do. I am cursed between children or just the computer going, I need to update. I don't like it. Or my background's just disappearing. It's been fun. It's been fun. But you know what's fun? Fanboys Unleashed. It's about to start up in just a second. Let's get it going. Let's talk about some OTAs. Woo! I love a simple intro. Am I right? Hi, everybody. It's Mr. First Down, a.k.a. Sam Dean. Hear you. I am a Fanboy Unleashed. I'm here with the ginger that doesn't hinder. He is running on very little sleep right now, so this is going to be fun. Coming with me to cut through the fluff of OTA is one Bradley Mangold. He is Toledo's proud son, Bradley Mangold. Let me tell you. How you doing, Bradley? Happy Friday. We made it.
Happy Friday. It was a long day, but I'm here now to talk about OTAs.
Hey, aren't we all?
Right,
aren't
OTA.
we all? We have some things to talk about, but you have to take it with a grain of salt, right? The last thing, no shake cam. This isn't a Blair Witch project. We got to be careful with OTAs because right now it's the perfect time for people to put in hype pieces over everything. And I love the Tennessee Titans social media team. I think they're fantastic. But at the end of the day, he's throwing against air. He's throwing against nobody. He's going against 7-on-7s. He's throwing where the coach told him to throw, no matter the coverage or anything. It's not like that. It's just not like that. One of my favorite tweets came from a Bills Mafia person. I'll try to share it later. But he is declared war. He has declared war on anybody sharing the 7-on-7 stats from the day of OTAs. That is ridiculous. Do not buy into that. It has no bearing. Zero. Zip. Zilch. It's a silly thing to do. But there are a few things to glean. But I feel like I have to get this off my chest, if I may. Will Levis is not starting. Okay? For all of you out there, and I've seen you on social media, including some people I know that think he needs to start because the rookie has to sit a year. You are not selling tickets if you start Will Levis. No one will accept that. And I can tell you just from observation that Cam Ward is way better than Will Levis. Out the gate. It's obvious. It's painfully obvious. He was drafted first overall. We are paying him, $46 million for the next 4 years or 3 years, and that's not even including a fifth-year option. He is guaranteed 33 million or 36 million, something along those lines. He is the starter. We drafted him because we needed to win now. There is no way Will Levis is starting this season. I would go beyond that fact and say that Will Levis is probably not going to start for another team. He is a career journeyman backup. That's what he is. If he ever starts, and by start, I mean he actually starts the season as the starter and plays most of the season, I will probably do something embarrassing in front of this camera. He is not the guy. 4 games he cost us with his bonehead decisions. That is after having a full offseason where the coach said, what plays do you want in here? And he
2
put
off
them
seasons.
in. That's right, technically 2. But this one was the big one because he was given a lot. And What was that lovely stat about his interceptions? He was facing 0 pressure. 0. Will Levis is not the guy. And mind you, quarterbacks over 25, they don't change. They don't change. No. You can point
Jameis
to
Winston.
An exception to the rule, I guess. Jameis, yeah, they are who they are. He is who he is. And we'll talk more about that because I have the first topic of today is the woes of Will Levis. The woes of Will Levis. Oh Lord have mercy. The woes of Will Levis. Because, Bradley, when you look up Titans news, the first 8 stories are Will Levis says it sucks to be anywhere he is. Well, no crap, it sucks.
Yeah.
You know what sucks? Giving you a full off season and you showing zero progression whatsoever. That sucks. Okay? That sucks.
The meme king.
So when he says, yeah, it sucks to be in this position, and he says things, and this is the most mind-boggling one to me, Bradley. The most mind-boggling. Yeah, I was kind of just thrown in the fire there. What do you mean? You were the starter. You embraced being the starter, and then you crashed the car. You crashed the car into the median, like face first. If you weren't wearing a seatbelt, you'd be out the windshield, and you probably were a couple of times. It does suck. It sucks because you played horrible. You showed zero progression. You played horrible, but you put yourself in that predicament. So any of these people thinking that Will Levis is still the guy is not the guy. Do you have thoughts on the things he said, Mr. Bradley?
I mean, he doesn't need to come out and say it because we know it sucks. Welcome to competitive sports where your job is going to be on the line the way you perform, no matter. I mean, if you did good, even if you did decent, but I saw the same comments from Titans fans about the number. Like, we drafted Cam Ward number 1 for a reason. He's starting out the gate. He's the number 1 overall pick. We just paid him all this money. He's going to be starting right away. There's no denying it, guys. Come on. If we didn't start him, that's a waste of a number 1 overall pick. If we didn't start him right away, so. But Will loves comments. Usually about 70% of the time he'll say the right things. This one's one of those moments like, yeah, it just sucks. Like, well, yeah. I mean, but like you said, and us guys who know football, who else is to blame but yourself? You're the ones that kept making the boneheaded plays over and over again. He's the one that became the starting quarterback back-to-back weeks against the worst defenses in the league, Jags, Bengals, and made them look like great defenses somehow. So, mind you, Titans fans, go back. First game against the Jags, we lost 10-6. He was only pressured 4 times. 4 times he was pressured. Still didn't have a good game. The Bengals game, that was just one of those games you want to turn off at halftime because the pick sixes are just raining in. The interceptions were going nuts. He's the meme king for a reason. Week 1, we saw the boneheaded play where he's getting sacked. He's like, hey, I'm just going to chuck this towards the sideline. I think I got the arm strength to make it. It didn't. And then he does the home alone thing. Instead, he just does, what am I doing? How about you get up and try to make the tackle? You're not going to get there, but at least make an effort. Just don't sit there going, oh, my God, what I did. Ah. And then we all, of course, I learned from my mistakes. I won't make that same mistake again. And exactly a week later, he does it again against the Jets, except it wasn't a pick 6. It was a fumble.
Wah, wah, wah.
So, yeah, listen, guys. I gave Will Levis a chance. It didn't work. He has like 4 to 5 wins career as a starter with Mike Vrabel and Brian Callen as a head coach. We got rid of a GM, got a new one because of him. We got the Cam Ward. So it's the Cam Ward era. And everything Cam Ward has done and said the immediate after the draft, as soon as they drafted him, everything he has done has been straight professional. In the facility at 5 o'clock, he's wearing the advanced technology to learn better. He's yelling at receivers, hey, let's get together. I saw the clip of Van Jefferson talking. That was awesome. Welcome, Van Jefferson. Can't wait to see him do good. Hopefully he does good. Rookies are looking good. We'll get into more of that down the road. But I've been proud of Cam Ward, what he's done so far. And Will Levis, if he makes the roster, we'll see. I still think he's going to get traded. Steelers are still – I don't know what the Steelers are doing, but their quarterback room looks like not good. So there's teams out there that might make a trade for Will Levis. Never know. Mike Vrabel might say, hey, let's trade for this guy. You just never know who's going to be out there willing to make a trade.
That would be crazy.
But
that would be nuts.
I'm on the Cam Ward train. I'm ready for him. Now,
we'll get no other train to be on. You know what I mean? Right. There is no train to be on here. This is the trade. You're either on or you're off. That's all there is to it.
Well, I
wanted to trade out. I have to be on the Cam Ward train. Well, sure. But like there's nobody else. There's no other trade. Yep. This is it. The charade must continue. Easton Freeze talked about this from A to Z Sports. We are going to live under this charade of there's going to be a legit quarterback competition. There is not going to be a legit quarterback competition. Cam Ward is the starter. However, you do a couple of things by accomplishing this. One of them was making Will Levis look good so you could trade him away. Good. Now, I'm kind of in league with Paul Kaharski. I think Will Levis needs to be the backup. I agree with that. He wrote an article about it and makes perfect sense because Brandon Allen's not much better than Will Levis. In fact, in some ways, he's worse. So I think you should keep Will Levis, even if it's just his backup, and then you let him go next year. Because I think that's just how it falls out. So the charade has to continue because the young man, Cam Ward, needs to earn his spot. He knows he's starting too. Let's just be honest. He knows he's starting. But he knows that if he underperforms or anything like that, he's never going to earn the respect of that team. So there's that. The charade has to continue, but you don't have to buy the charade either. I just want people to know that.
Yeah.
Number one is starting. Okay. Number one is starting.
Number one is number one.
Who comes knocking? Who comes knocking for howdy, big, beautiful bastards. Wonderful guys. Good podcast. Even though their background was very blinding last time. Told them that. When we what teams do you think would come knocking for Will Levis? The Saints are the one that come to mind for me. I think the Saints would come knocking probably before anyone else. Is there anybody else that comes to mind for you that would knock on the door?
I'll give two additional more. I think Pittsburgh could be one of those sleepers. I want to sleep on the Patriots just because Mike Vrabel, former Titan, might say, "Hey, let's just see how he does." But that's about it right now. I don't see many other teams. Maybe Seattle because Geno's gone. Sam Howell, I think, is the starter right now in Seattle, so could be Seattle. This is crazy. Whew. I think Pittsburgh's still the one of those sleepers that might do it, just because Mason Rudolph. Okay, Mason Rudolph is their number one quarterback. Yes, he was better in Pittsburgh, but I mean, hey, they got DK Metcalf. They got rid of George Pickens, so that might be I think that's definitely an upgrade. George Pickens was talented, but just never could fully put it together yet. Maybe that changes in Dallas.
We're talking about who would come knocking, beautiful bearded bastards. We're talking about who would knock the door.
Oh, yeah, Sam Darnold. Yeah, I forgot Sam Darnold was in Seattle. My fault. Yeah, I forgot about Sam Darnold. See? Yeah. Now, Sam Darnold, can he have that same success?
Get him.
We'll find out.
Get him.
Because Minnesota's way too good.
He ain't afraid of no ghosts.
We'll see what J.J. McCarthy does in Minnesota compared to what Sam Darnold did, but Minnesota could be. I mean, J.J. McCarthy's a starter, no doubt. They might need another backup. Saints will pick him up. It's not a bad pick. Especially Derek Carr retiring. That was definitely out of nowhere. Was not expecting him to retire. But hey, shout out to Derek Carr. Steelers, Saints, Patriots would be my three teams. If I had to pick three, it would be between those three: Saints, Steelers, Patriots. I put Patriots up there because of Mike Vrabel. The Titans ties. He loves those Titan guys.
I don't think
New
he likes
England.
Will Levis. I don't think he likes. No, what it appears
There's
is
a lot
Red
of people that don't
choked,
like Will Levis.
Will Levis. Right. I
A
don't
lot
think
of
it
people
was
don't like
just.
Will Levis.
Yeah. All
That
depends on
bad.
who
Yeah,
needs
that's
the
the key
QB
word. That bad.
Dot.
That's the key word.
That bad. Yeah. Correct.
That bad. I love that.
Correctamundo.
I mean, listen,
Yeah.
powerful
Let's
arm, but
see.
it's the pocket awareness and decision making that haunts him every time.
Let's
Even
see.
a little bit of pressure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did hear about that.
Big Jeff is a big no-show. I hate this. I hate this. And I know it's OTAs, and we've talked. People have not shown up at OTAs, have been a great player, and I fully expect him. He's about to make $48 million this year just by showing up and whatnot. And he will when it becomes mandatory. He will.
Yeah.
And by the way, it becomes mandatory June 10th through the 12th. It becomes mandatory. So I imagine we will see him then. Totally bottom of the barrel. But I still think it's disappointing. And I know there's some people that are going to defend it, and that's fine. That's fine. You can. But when everybody else shows up and you're the only one missing off the roster, it looks bad. I don't care for the reason. It looks bad. I think it's silly to sit here and not act like it's not disconcerting. It is. It is. And I fully expect him to show up and be whatever. But when you're a team captain, and we even have L'Jarius Sneed working out in the building, we have Tyler Lockett working out in the building, and you're the only one that
working out.
I worked. Yeah, I think you need to be there. Sorry, it's just how I feel. I think it's silly. $48 million guaranteed he's being paid, so I know he's going to be here because he ain't going to want to return that. So it's just silly to me. All right. Special teams needs to be more special. John Fossil is our new special teams coordinator, and I already love some of the quotes I'm seeing from him. Like for a kick returner, he needs to be half decision maker and half wild man. That is terrific.
Very true.
He has given everybody a clean slate, and he has done very well with coaches speak, never slamming the guy, of course, but he does kind of mention, without mentioning names, what the problem was last year. Because people start asking questions, right? And he says, well, you need people to be more comfortable and stuff like that. And just
Kyle Phillips.
John Fossil knows what he's doing. Kyle Phillips. Yeah, don't special teams needs to be special again. And I do believe in John Fossil. He is quite the identifier of talent. We haven't returned a kick since 2018. We haven't returned a punt since 2012.
Jeez.
That number has to change. I'm not saying you have to stack a million of them or whatnot, but it's got to stop. Right. Like something's got to break somewhere, and he's got to be the identifier.
Especially last year.
Now, it's very nice of him to say it's clean slate with everybody and whatnot, because quite frankly, he could look at that special teams and say, "I want them all gone. I want them out." He hasn't done that. So good for him for giving him a clean slate, but it's on his head now.
Amen.
And now, Brad's favorite part. Cam Ward is the sun that warms up everybody and warms up the coaches' windows because he has shown up before some of the coaches show up. Amazing. I love that. I'm about this life. I absolutely love that. You can find him and the likes of Xavier Restrepo, Chimeri, DK, Alec Aometer, I think is how you say his name, and Gunnar Helm. All are making some coffee in the morning and getting out there. So go ahead, because I know you wanted to talk about that.
No, that's just excellent. I like that. Gunnar Helm. I mean, I think Gunnar Helm's one of those sleepers. I think if he keeps working hard, doing what he's doing, I think he might be a starter here soon. I do like these receivers. Like I said, Traylon Burks, he's most likely either going to be a practice squad receiver, get released, depending on how he does. I think these rookies are coming in hungry. They're looking for roster spots to take up. I think Cam Ward is definitely entering with a chip on his shoulder because he was the least talked about number 1 overall quarterback ever, maybe. I mean, no one talked about him. They were all talking about the number 2 pick. They were talking about, heck, they talk about Shadur Sanders more. And he got drafted in the 5th round by the Cleveland Browns, who have the worst quarterback luck ever. And they talked about him more than Cam Ward, even though, hey, Cam Ward went number 1 overall. Yes, I get it. The market he goes to is not the greatest, but still, he deserves more time than what he got. So I'm glad he's coming in with that chip on his shoulder. He's providing that same leadership that every college, high school coach talked about him. He stuck up for Xavier, Restrepo. I thought that was awesome. I think he looked good in his route running, snagging one-hand catches off the wide receiver machine. Tyler Spears just said,
he's still got to
not gonna do that.
We need to be clear here. He still has a long way to go.
Oh yeah,
Restrepo
his route running looks better than
I
know his route running looks better than Travis Hunter's right now. Boy, oh boy, his route running looked bad, awful. So I mean, I granted, you gotta learn, but this is what happens. Yeah. So I know the friendly banter between him and Travis Hunter's going on right now. It's pretty fun to watch too. Like, who wants to go to Jacksonville?
It is pretty fun.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence his contract's looking bleak now with all that money they paid him, and he's not performing very well. So, but like I said, first 2 games of the
week
would
be the most Jag thing to ever happen. It'd be the most Jag thing to ever happen.
I know
it would be the most Jag.
The first 2 games are brutal, tough, very tough defenses. Pat Surtain, hopefully Snead. I don't know what's going on with the legal issues there. Hopefully that gets straightened up. Nothing bad happens, but I like these rookies coming in every day. I like them coming in at 5 o'clock. Calvin Ridley, I love his locker is right next to Cam Ward. See right there, Titans fans, that should be a clear sign. Cam's number 1. He's sharing who's his roommate. His locker roommate is Calvin Ridley. Come on, they're bonding. They're getting along. So my biggest fear is Brian Callahan. Hopefully 6 wins this year. That's all I want. That's all I want. That'll make me happy. If he just gets 6 wins, that'll make me happy. But I like what I'm hearing. I like what I'm seeing so far. Traylon Burks, we'll see. I mean, we already declined his 5th-year option. So, but I like it. Hopefully, it continues shining bright like it's the sun. But we'll see. Week 1, that's where I'll be here, and we'll be talking about Week 1 against the very tough Broncos team.
Yeah. We're under 100 days, and we're just making our way through. What can I say? All right, everybody. That's pretty much it for the show today. There's not a crazy amount. We could sit here all day and talk about fluff, and who looks really great or whatnot. But we are also told by the local reporters that it's really not anything special. The things that are attainable and are watchable are the guys that show up early in the morning, and Cam Ward's release is absolutely ridiculous. That's what we got. And everything else we went over. So we look forward to next week. Hopefully we'll have some more stories to talk about. Hopefully Paul Kaharski, A to Z Sports, Buck Rising, all these local reporters, Joe Rexrode from The Athletic, break it all down for us and give us some more stuff that we can work with, because we would desperately need it. That's right. Anyway, Bradley needs to go to bed. So I am ending the show. And
I'll be up in 6 hours. It's all good.
Every time you say that, I get sad. Anyway, have a great evening, everybody. Have a great weekend, everybody. Tighten up, and we'll see you next time.